Better, it wouldn't have counted if it had flown past him. The flag raised.
He's just earned his place back in the national team. That is Vuma. Great positioning, good reflex save. Stays focused until the last minute. A good feet movement. A correct call by the ref in that instance. Very tight though.
Very tight, but it is the correct call. Nduli looking to score what would be only his second career goal. The only goal he has came against Kaizer Chiefs. Nduli scoring in the NTN8 quarterfinals last season, a match in which De Preux also found the back of net, and Kaizer Chiefs went on to win on penalties. I did mention when we were running through the lineups, Nduli making his 50th appearance in all competitions for Stellenbosch since joining from TS Galaxy. So fairly special night for him.
Another special night for Nduli was the Nedbank Cup when TS Galaxy was still in the lower divisions, when he won the Nedbank with TS Galaxy against the very same team that is making his 50th appearance against.
A lot of career highlights have come against Damokosi. What kind of shift can he put in tonight against man who used to be his teammate? It's going to be an interesting battle, and here is Mthethwa. Sponxini Mthethwa, known for his no-nonsense play in the middle of the park.
It must have been tough for him to watch Bafana go all the way to lift to get that bronze medal, because he was one of two players that were on standby for Bafana.
He and Tapelo Plonky watching on, standby players. Surprised to see him drive for goal from that kind of distance. Mthethwa, who's never scored a senior goal before, leaves it here for Dove. Out to Hlanti. Dugo brings it under his control. Now it's Sfiso Hlanti once again. Toure deals with the danger. Actually, De Preux was lurking just outside that 6-yard area.
Looking forward to that tussle of Hlanti and Titus. At the moment, it's evenly balanced. A good cross, trying to find De Preux on that near post, but aerially, I give it to Toure any day. But near posts are tricky. If De Preux can get 2-3 steps ahead of Toure, he can get at the end of those crosses.
Hoisted high by Hlanti. Sitebe. Actually, De Preux wins the free kick. Yes, Kunika, former Stellenbosch man, finding Shabalala. Of course, made a round trip back to Kaizer Chiefs via Stellenbosch. Given Psimango, the captain's armband. It's a responsibility that he will be used to, though. Great leadership capacity given Psimango.
Yeah, but also when you look at the likes of Kunika, was the captain at Stellis when he was still there. You put Msingamango that comes in as also a leader in this Kaizer Chiefs team. So a lot of leaders in this Kaizer Chiefs team. Mthethwa, one of those, even though he doesn't wear the captain's armband. A little nibble there on Duba, I see him holding his ankle.
Basadine looking down the line for Ura. Seized upon by Sitebe. There's De Preux. Into space for Shabalala. De Dupree just not on the same wavelength as young Shabalala. Now Dino van Rooyen for Stellenbosch. Tet was done well. Duba just can't hang on to the pass from the midfield man. Throw taken quickly. The Kaizer Chiefs caught lacking at the back. Big opportunity here. Well dealt with by Givnum Simango. Again, they might be caught out by Stellenbosch taking the throw quickly. To the edge of the area. Jaden Adams tried to cushion it into the path of his teammates. No one really there.
They're taking these quick throw-ins, that is Stell is trying to catch Kaizer Chiefs and set at the back. And remember, no offside from a throw-in, so that's why they're using the advantage at all time to take the throw-ins quickly before Kaizer Chiefs can set or arrange themselves at the back.
It's a clever ball to locate Adams at the edge of his area, or edge of the opposition area, and I thought perhaps he'd have a go at something he's added to his game this season. 3 goals now in the DStv Premiership, and he has netted from range. There he is on the ball. The 22-year-old will celebrate his 23rd birthday in about a month. Stellenbosch put the ball in behind once again for the pacey Devon Titus, who has made a massive contribution up front for Stellenbosch this season. 8 goal contributions, 5 goals and 3 assists in the DStv Prem. So he's actually matched his numbers from last season when he scored 6 goals and managed 2 assists. What he has managed to improve on already at this stage of the campaign is in terms of chances created. 30 this season after 19 games played, as opposed to the 29 he managed last season, having featured in every single one of Stellenbosch's DStv Premiership fixtures.
Great contribution, good speed, ability to find space in behind, ability to find a teammate with a cross. 9 goals so far in all competitions to go together with the 3 assists. It has been a good return for him, and it's not even the last third of the season yet, looking at the fact that they're still in the Nedbank Cup also.
So they'd like to make another strong run in the Nedbank Cup, well, Stellenbosch. Their next league game is actually against Skokuni, the side who knocked them out in the semi-finals last season. They have 2 matches to go against Skokuni in the DStv Premiership because of the postponed fixture. So they play them on the 6th, which is this weekend, and then again on the 17th. This weekend will be the first time they meet Babino Noku since that semi-final defeat last season.
Another team that is in good form. 5 wins in the league in a row for Siama and the boys. A great win against the Buccaneers so over the weekend. I thought good game plan, frustrated Orlando Pirates, and at the end of the day they were looking for the 3 points and they got it.
Here's Slunt. First time ball forward. Duba tussling with Maloy Sani. Sage Stevens sent off in this match last season, the corresponding fixture last season. 16 minutes into the tie after Ashley Dupree had already put Chiefs ahead from the penalty spot. Handled the ball just outside his area, so he was dismissed. It was very, very tough going for Stellenbosch after that. Keegan Dollige on the score sheet to make it 2-0, but they had a good fight of it. Ibrahim Jabbar scoring 1 minute into the second half as they have a chance here. Oh, scrambled behind by Givnum Simango. Perhaps not the cleanest connection on it by Ura.
One thing that Santi needs to watch out for when he goes on the overlap, Titus is using that space that is leaving behind. He doesn't connect well with that ball that is Ura, but let's give credit for Mtetra that went to cover Santi in that distance. Maybe they need to rearrange this and say Santi must not go up as much as possible because they are looking to exploit the spaces he's leaving behind.
You're okay to be there, but make sure that you create space between the goalkeeper. Guma, you don't come to him,
Skumbuzo Gasa, 33-year-old referee, clear with his instructions. In-swinging delivery from Basadin and causing a few problems. And in the end, it comes to nothing.
Everything that looked threatening so far for Stellis is coming down their right-hand side. That's where Titus is operating. So Kaizer Chiefs needs to pick that up quickly and give Hlanti cover as quick as possible, because Stellis are looking to use that pace of Titus on the right.
Well, Kaizer Chiefs looking to use pace to get in behind. Duduzi Shabalala teasing Toure. Will get the corner. So it's Dupree to deliver. Toure, the man fouled, having been the perpetrator at the other end just a minute before, when he and Ura caught Hlanti in an Ivorian sandwich.
I thought it could have been worse. I thought it was a knee on that lower back. I thought, talking from experience, that was very painful.
That was a free kick for Stellenbosch, not a goal kick. Had it been a goal kick, there would have been absolutely no problem with where Devon Titus was. In any case, it is very tight.
Again, Hlanti letting him go.
Yeah. Here's Hlanti. Adams picks it up as it rolled past Shabalala. Let the ball just get away from him there. And now the chase is on between Ura and Kunika. Basadin, Ikram Reyners, Ura. There's De Jong making the run into the box. It's set here for Titus. Hlanti closed him down. Andre De Jong collects. Dina van Rooyen. His cross repelled by Hlanti. Still Stellenbosch have possession. They've relinquished it though. Dooley not able to successfully locate his captain.
They really missed him when he was injured, because he gives them the numerical advantage going forward. The way Stellis love to overload the right-hand side, also welcoming Adams back into this team is really a plus for Stevie Barker, and they've strengthened down that right-hand side the most so far.
Steve Barker has Dina van Rooyen back available to him for the first time since he went off against Cape Town Spurs on the 9th of March. Such a dynamic attacking threat, Van Rooyen, despite the fact that he's deployed in defence. Here's the Tebe now for Chiefs. Teto to Hlanti. Pulemori scored an absolute cracker in the reverse fixture at the Athlone Stadium earlier this season. Sublime goal from miles out. Jet. Again, another loose pass. Kaizer Chiefs retrieve after an equally errant pass from Sihlen.
It's also good to see Coach Kevin Johnson keep the confidence in the 11 that have started the previous game.
Yeah.
He's saying they missed a lot of chances.
True. They survived a few scares of their own. The upright hit by Gonzalez against Cape Town City, but probably the best chance of the entire game falling to Wandile Duba. He made mention of the fact that he...
Body profile,
yeah, it was all wrong. Now Kaizer Chiefs have a big chance here. It's over the crossbar. Tule Mori looking to repeat his heroics from the meeting earlier this season.
Good pressing prep coming from Ox. He wins that ball back from Titus. Good anticipation. Modi takes over. He says, I've got 4 goals already this season. Let me take over this one. Looking for goal number 5, but unlucky not to keep it on target. He is the sweeper behind the attacking 4. He did it well.
Basadine receives from Toure. Now there's a little tug back there on Ikram Reyners, but he continues on. He slid it through here for Andre de Jong, and it's rolled just past the uprights. And although it appeared as though it had been kept alive, the flag was indeed eventually raised to indicate a goal kick.
It will be key to see if the whole circumference of the ball. He plays advantage, Gaza there. Well done to the ref, because it's a 3v3. Plays that ball to De Jong. He plays it to Titus. Titus is onside, but the whole circumference of the ball goes over the line. Correct call by the assistant ref. It does go out. The front angle will not tell the real story, but the side one will tell the real story. And from that side one, the whole circumference of the ball across the line.
Midway through the first half, we seem to have flown to this point. Now, whilst we were watching that replay, Skumbuza Gasa did have a chat with Given Simango. He did play on, but a cynical challenge from Simango to pull back Ikram Reyners. Just slowed his momentum a little bit as Reyners got away from him.
Let's look at it closely. If you look at...
Ooh, we need to stop it a little bit earlier than that. Man, it's as tight as it can get, I think.
Now the supporters in the wine lanes are saying no.
There's Devin Titus to De Jong, who strikes it towards goal. This time, some way wide of the mark.
Great idea. Did not want to go for power. He wanted to go for placement. The threat again of Titus in this right-hand side. He sees that there's not enough numbers in the box. He brings that cut back. He's looking for placement, but unlucky not to get on target. But Vuma had that one covered.
Andre de Jong and Ura combined to dispossess Sitebe. Ikram Reyners showed too much of it to Ed Milson. He's found Ashley Dupree. Moves the ball on to Shabalala. Neat feet from the youngster. Modi now looking for a route past Van Rooyen. Duba to Shabalala. Crossfield ball for Ashley Dupree. And then the diving header gets it away from danger. Jaden Adams for Stellenbosch.
It's hard to say Jaden Adams is 22, but we'll come back to that point.
He will turn 23 in almost exactly a month's time, Jaden Adams. If there were any disputes about his age, Babyface tells a story.
Look at him. He always looks like he has got all the time in the world whenever he's on the ball. His scanning is so good. He has made a decision whenever the ball comes to him as to what is he going to do with that ball. Great maturity in that central corridor for Stellis.
Tetra let it run. Now on Dooley. Here's Adams, assessing his options. Locating Basadine, who's found De Jong. Kiwi to Titus, tried to return it to him.
Look at that interchange of positions now. Reyners is wide, Titus will take that central position. He does not work out the weight of the pass a little bit too hard for Dion. Kaizer Chiefs needs to watch out for that interchange of positions where you'll find Reyners on the right hand side, then Titus will take the central striker part of that number 9 role. That interchange of position needs to be communicated a little bit quicker between the Chiefs centre backs.
Jaden Adams in the picture moments ago, coming into this match, only Toure had completed more successful passes for Stellenbosch this season. Now they're on the defensive though, the visitors holding for Wandile Duba, Hlanti, back to Duba. Modi skips away from one and will settle for the corner.
End-to-end stuff, composure from Modi. Toure staying on his feet, and he's saying the last touch came off Modi, but I think a correct call to give a corner to Kaizer Chiefs. It will mean that the height of Msimango, the height of Dove, they will go up and try and add that height into the box. Kwinika, Hlanti, the back four of Kaizer Chiefs has the height. They will be the targets.
At the corner, and for a second Chiefs corner in succession. There's a foul on an Ivorian. This time it's Ura.
It's good to see that the wingers of Stellis are dropping back to assist the team defend. You're looking at Ora. He has had a good season so far with the 5 goals that he has scored to go together with the 1 assist. Is that battle again of Hlanti and Titus. It continues down the left side of Kaizer Chiefs, the right side of Stellis.
Oh, look at this. The ball was left by Wandile Duba. Cleverly. Oh, well, it was Duduzi Shabalala, rather. Chiefs players themselves interchanging positions often, so I think he recognized he was offside. I was waiting for actually Dupree to race onto that one. Seen teams caught out like that before. They switch off, thinking that the player's offside, and they completely ignore it and goes to a different player.
Spot on always says it's not an offense to be in an offside position, and Shabalala was in an offside position, but Dupree got into that ball. Duduzi can then come back and play with his teammate.
It was eventually nicked away from Jaden Adams, went gliding past a couple of players, but it fell to Ura. He found Ikram Reyners, returns and shoots. A fierce effort, just not able to hit the target.
Very mobile striker, able to find pockets of space in and around that defense of Kaizer Chiefs. He has got space and time. He takes one, trying to surprise Vuma in that Kaizer Chiefs goal. Unlucky not to get it on target. Looking for goal number 10 in all competitions.
Well, he would have been boosted by his contributions recently for the national team. And he's certainly in the reckoning for the Golden Boot in the DStv Premiership this season. He's one behind Bradley Grobler, a couple behind Lucas Ribeiro. And given away by Shabalala. Ura. Basadine making a run on his outside. He chops back in. And a speculative and ill-advised effort from a long way out.
I love the ill-advised part.
Yeah, because there's 3 players ahead of him.
No. I'm looking at
You're
it.
agreeing.
I'm looking at it this way. 10 appearances for Vuma, 8 clean sheets.
Yeah.
That's why I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. Kaizer Chiefs have kept 5 of the clean sheets in that streak over the 6 matches that they've played in 2024. There's just been far too many goalless draws for them.
Yeah, the worrying factor would be for Kaizer Chiefs in 2024. they've only scored 3 goals. Duba scored 1, and the double comes from Dupree. So far in 2024, they've not been able to get those goals, but that man in your picture has been keeping clean sheets since taking over.
Still just 19 years of age, Wandi Luduba, and 22-year-old Jaden Adams, so two of the younger men on the park, getting a dressing down from Mr. Gasa.
Did they play against each other in the DDC? Would they have?
They did, yep. Duba was just starting to emerge on the scene at that point when Adams helped Stellenbosch to the title 2 seasons back. They're in the reckoning for that title again in the DDC as he makes a good challenge. Beat Mamelodi Sundowns over the weekend. Did Stellenbosch to close the gap there and make for potentially a very exciting run-in, and they did it without their captain Mohamed Shakir, who had just made his senior debut for Stellenbosch in that win over Royal AM, was unfortunately injured in the match, so he couldn't turn out for the GDC team, but they did the business without him.
I love how the DStv Prem teams are producing players from their own development ranks. You look at Orlando Pirates, they've got Rile Mufukeng. You look at Kaizer Chiefs, Duba. You look at Stellis, you can call half the team. You look at Golden Arrows, you can call half the team. You know, it's good to see these youngsters coming through. Chandra Campbell at Supersport United. It's good to see that the DDC is actually producing players that are making names for themselves in the DStv Prem.
Now this is Kunika. Shabalala to Sitebe. Space here for Hlanti. Cross from Hlanti, repelled by Moisani, but is falling kindly for Sitebe. I think just caught in 2 minds whether he should try and locate a teammate or take it on himself. In the end, he gets a little bit lucky, draws the foul, and they have a free kick in a great position.
Not the best of first touches from Sitebe, but he's intelligent enough to draw a foul from Nduli in a very good position for his team. Shabalala, Hlanti would be in and around that ball.
Yeah.
Modi, you can't leave that name out.
Well, no Keegan Dolly, he fractured his toe against Le Mans for Golden Arrows, so he could be out for a little while. He would be, under normal circumstances, their go-to man in a free kick situation. This far out from goal. Sage Stevens. That is very dangerous.
Is the current generation missing Steve Liquilea over the ball? Because situations like this with Chipper on the field of play used to know it's a goal.
Yeah, we don't see very many prolific free kick takers these days in the DStv Premiership. Gabriel Mahango has a couple this season. Last season, no one hit more than 1 direct free kick, and there were only 7 in total. We have already gone past that number for this campaign. It will be Shabalala. Decent technique on that, just couldn't get the ball to dip down. But yeah, you're right, there's no one, maybe barring Teboho Mokoena, but even he doesn't hit them with as much regularity as you would like. 2 seasons back he got a couple for Supersport United, but he hasn't got more than 1 in a single season other than that campaign, as Shabalala goes for it. Lapse of concentration from Stellenbosch, they're almost punished.
Trying to build from the back, that is Stellis pressing trap, anticipated it. Jaden Adams apologizes immediately to his teammates to say a little bit lethargic in approach there in trying to play out from the back.
Tetra wins it from De Jong, cut out by Adams. Moisani hacks at it. Didn't quite have his footing correct, was a little off balance. Does get it away. into the final 10 minutes of this opening period here at Soccer City. Ura slips it through for Basadine. He sets Reyners on his way. Up against Simango. Ikram Reyners, with the intention of playing in Devon Titus, misplaces his pass. Stellenbosch suffered their last defeat to Mamelodi Sundowns end of September. 18 games in all competitions, have been unbeaten since then. Their Adams. Van Rooyen, 3 waiting in the area. Set back to Nduli. Halfway through, 1 minute of additional time as Basadine picks it up on the opposite flank. Oh, this could be a chance. Rolled across and in. Stellenbosch, right before the interval, take the lead. Devin Titus appears to be claiming it. Well, he made an excellent run in behind. And in what is proving to be truly a breakout season for him, he's now at half a dozen in the league.
I did say the battle between Santi and Titus is going to be key. Look at him making that run, the bucket run on the shoulder of the last defender. He's in an onside position. Goal number 10 in all competitions now for Titus to go together with the 3 assists. A well-taken goal, but what about the pass coming from Dino van Rooyen, an excellent assist. Stellenbosch, you offer them space in behind your defense.
the offing. And this is his. This is what he means when he talks about an upset. So far, it is the visitors, Stellenbosch, of course, in the lead, but that's solitary goal.
And they scored a very crucial period of the game,
Yeah.
just before they go into halftime, and that changes the conversation in the change room, because it then would mean that either Chiefs has to make subs to try and affect the game. But here you look at the build-up phase. The pressing is not intentional to win the ball. So they're giving Stellenbosch so much time on the ball. They're just reacting on it. And when the ball gets played behind the defense, Slanty did not anticipate the space behind him. I don't see why Vuma goes out, because I think Dove could have still covered enough ground. Now, when Vuma leaves his line, it makes it so easy for that ball to be just looped over him.
Yeah, I think Kaizer Chiefs just switched off. Jimmy's talking about the crucial stage. They're also in their minds thought, we're going into halftime, so maybe let's just drop a little bit back. And that's the danger of not really going for that front press, because you have to press the ball carrier, because you're still not sure what is the next move until the whistle goes. So I thought they were just caught napping, whereas these chances had been coming for Stellies. They've been creating, but just the decision-making in the final third, just letting them down, misplaced passes, and this time around, they are quite accurate.
Yep.
Such an empty press. It's empty. There's no intention to win. There's no aggression. You look at the time on the clock, you rather sit and wait it out to go into halftime with 0-0, instead of just pressing for the sake of pressing, and they got punished in the process.
Hey, at Loftus Versfeld, still waiting for a goal. We did say it was chalk and cheese between these two sides, but look at this. It is still goalless. There was a penalty call in this one.
Yeah, a very tight one, and you expected a player like Barnes
different scorer for Stellenbosch, their 8 league goals against Kaizer Chiefs, the 10th different scorer of their 10 goals in all competitions against Kaizer Chiefs. So a lot of variety in that particular regard. Christian Saile did score against Stellenbosch in this season's reverse, netted with a very fine header to make the score 2-0 out in the mother city back in August.
Do you think the technical team even looks at that to say in the first round game it was 2-0 for Kaizer Chiefs? Modi was on the score sheet, Saile was on the score sheet. Does that have anything to do with the sub that is being made?
I think maybe they just wanted to inject a little bit of pace, someone to cause some problems for the defensive line of Stellenbosch, who really weren't under tremendous pressure at any point during that opening period.
It just changes things tactically for Chiefs, because it means that Dupree will be more central, Saile will go to the right, and then Modi on the left-hand side. When Duba was on the field in the first 45, Dupree was operating on the right and Duba was more central, even though he was roving a lot towards the left-hand side. Now it just changes the front three a little bit in terms of where they're operating.
There's Ikram Reyners. Dino van Rooyen picks it up on the right-hand flank. Not the best ball from him, and Dove does a good job of clearing. Here's van Rooyen again. Scored against Kaizer Chiefs in a 1-0 win, the 21-22 season. They did the double over Chiefs that particular campaign. The previous fixture, Dupree had scored.
I just wanted to highlight that overload that we were speaking about. To say, you'll see that De Jong will come to the right, Titus is on the right, Nduli is on the right. So they've got around 4 players. They'll try and make combinations, and then they'll try and switch to the left-hand side. So that's what Chiefs needs to worry about now, to say how do they counter that overload on the right-hand side from this Stellis team.
Tetra falls backwards, Simango. Launched upfield to no one in particular. Oloisani getting it out to Basadin. Ura, clever touch to De Jong. Adams. Still Jaden Adams. There's the goal scorer, Devin Titus. Sisoflanti gets in the way. Ura claiming a handball from Simango. Well, we'll get clarity on whether that was a legitimate shout in just a moment. Now, first opportunity to make a real contribution here. And Sage Stevens makes the save against Christian Saile.
He's always going to look to cut in. He's comfortable on both the right and the left. He sees that Ture gives him the space to go inside, and he welcomes that invite, cuts inside, and there's a shot with the left foot, but covered by Sage Stevens. In this instance, you're looking at the hands of Dove. It's not an offense for the ball to touch the hand. It touches the hand, and the hands were in a natural position.
And it's
correct call.
It's come off his own body, yeah. Slipped in behind. This is looking promising for Stellenbosch. Taken forward here by Simango. Hlanti. Already up ahead of him. Kaizer Chiefs only once in the last 14 instances where they have conceded the opening goal have they come back to win, as Shabalala hacks that horribly out into touch on the opposite flank.
Is he looking for a teammate? Is he going for goal? Only he can tell us, because he does not find the goals. He does not find a teammate in that instance. That's why I need him to be a little bit more composed when he gets to the final third. That is Shabalala. He's running into the right spaces. He's getting into the right channels, but he rushes his decisions whenever he's on the ball. He needs to calm down, take a breather, and he'll make the correct decision.
Making tracks up the flank is Ura. Tetra keeping an eye on him. Just to expand on that, Chiefs prior to today, and having conceded first once again. The last 14 times they conceded first, they've only come back to win once. That was in late September against Skukuni United, so it's not something they manage all too often. Speaking of Skukuni, they came from behind to lead 2-1 against Cape Town City at the break. Ball given away here, chance for Stellenbosch, edge of the area, shot from Reyners is deflected wide of goal, out for a corner.
He does well, Msimango, stays on his feet for as long as possible. He makes the mistake with that clearance, but he stays on his feet. He stays on his feet, makes sure that he protects Vuma, and you can see Reyners a little bit frustrated this evening because he's not getting the supply that he wants, those balls into the channels for him to run onto.
Just the second corner for Stellenbosch. This is the first of the second half as Pasadine whips it in.
Communication between Vuma and his defense. He had it covered, but Saile did not want to take any chances. He says, I'll take responsibility and clear the ball, and we'll reorganize as a team.
Pasadine finding Adams, lovely touch from him. Handed the ball over to Reyners. Devon Titus looked to get it in behind, blocked away. Well, Stellenbosch have lost twice this season when scoring first, but that was way back in the beginning of the campaign against Supersport United in August, and then the last time they were defeated against Mamelodi Sundowns in September when they scored first, and Sundowns roared back with 3 goals. But since then, in the 8 games in which they've scored first, they have won 7 of them and drawn just once. Only Chippa United over that particular run able to come back and get anything from Stellenbosch, a 1-1 draw.
The one thing that I like is that Kaizer Chiefs are not panicking. They are playing the same way that they were playing in the first 45. Even though the fans are getting impatient and starting to want them to rush, they need to be patient. They need to remain focused.
Yes, Modi. And he seized upon it once again. Now he's hooked it into the area for Dupree, who heads wide.
Not one of his best attributes, Dupree, but a good run that he makes in this instance. Toure clears, Modi correctly positioned to pick up that second ball again. The second phase is still in charge, but could Dupree have taken a touch? Could Dupree have maybe flicked the ball for Ashanti that is in the far post? He thought he could catch Sage Stevens on that far post.
Sage Stevens looking to keep a clean sheet, and I guess partially banish memories of last season's trip here to the FNB Stadium when he was sent off about a quarter hour into the tie. Stellenbosch really never had a chance in that match, considering how early they were reduced to 10 men. Still put in a valiant fight though. Yasaile is intercepted, and now it's with Edmilson and Smango. Shabalala to Sitebe. Modi. Hlanti. To Shabalala, skips it cleverly and gets the return. Shabalala forces a save out of Stevens. Hlanti with an opportunity to cross. With Sani away. Well, the pressure on from Kaizer Chiefs.
Maturity from Shabalala in that instance. Gives the dummy, third man running, receives behind the defense. He's able to test Sage Stevens. He just needs Saile to be following up after he takes that shot, but a little bit fast asleep, the other two strikers, but good movement coming from Shabalala.
And quite remarkably, Kaizer Chiefs have won just 2 of their last 9 visits from Western Cape sides in the DStv Premiership. The win over Stellenbosch at the end of last season, and the 3-2 win over Cape Town Spurs in this campaign. Facing another defeat here with the ball given away cheaply by Mtetra. Titus has run into his own man, De Jong. Clumsy challenge from Van Rooyen.
The momentum is with Kaizer Chiefs due to patience. They are patient on the ball. They are thinking on the ball now. Modi earlier on, look at that move. Santi, look at that dummy from Shabalala. Third man running, lays it off. Has a shot at goal, but you need Saile to be closer. He's still on the far post. He needs to be closer. He needs to become the second striker when the ball is on the left-hand side, but he's still too far from the penalty area in that distance. Good movement, good play from Kaizer Chiefs.
Well, the shot not on target, but Stevens not prepared to take any chances. Now an opportunity for Saile, who's crushed it over.
Floated in, aiming for Santi. Toure deals with the first phase. Adams and Saila challenging for that second phase, and the ref feels that the last touch came off Jaden Adams. Corner kick, Kaizer Chiefs.
Saile limping.
Interesting, they go for mixed marking. Half the players are zonal marking, half the players are man marking.
Insinger from Dupree. Tulemuri under pressure. Dino van Rooyen stuck his head in, but Kaizer Chiefs have it again through Mori. Spots the run from Dupree. As Basadine is on hand to prevent the cross from coming in. Can Kaizer Chiefs now capitalize on this momentum that you spoke about? Because they are ripe for the counter, and Stellenbosch are one of the most effective teams on the transition in this division. Another corner for the hosts.
Good pressure coming from Kaizer Chiefs. The fullbacks are playing a little bit higher in this second 45. Sitebe playing closer to the front three now, with Ox Mtetra being the sweeper just behind where Sitebe is operating. The height of Musimango, the height of Dove, Santi, Quinica. Can they find the targets they're aiming for, Kaizer Chiefs?
Away from immediate danger, but it's set up here for Mori. He couldn't fire that through the bodies that had assembled in the box. And that's call in favor of Stellenbosch.
He tried to play
advantage from an earlier foul. It's not Sitebe who's booked.
The foul that he has given is the foul on Aura there.
Yeah.
But he tries to play advantage when the ball goes to Rainers, and he sees that they don't have the advantage because Sitebe is at hand to make the tackle. Takes it back. Correct call.
Kaizer Chiefs breached for the first time in 4 home games in the league and tried to fight their way back. If you include the cup game against Milford, which they eventually lost on penalties, then it had been 4 games without conceding at home coming into this one. Stellenbosch have been free scoring of late. Came into this match having netted 9 in their last 2 matches, and they got 6 against the team that knocked Kaizer Chiefs out of the Nedbank Cup.
Now, 0-0 between Kaizer Chiefs and Milford, 6-1 between Milford and Stellis. That's what you're trying to say. Same competition, same opponent.
Still the goal from Devon Titus that separates these two sides. Kaizer Chiefs have looked a lot brighter in the second half. Oh, I think is there a flash of yellow on the billboard? Who was he passing to? On the advertising hoardings, rather.
And my co-commentator looks away. That's the plea.
Listen, it's touch and go in the moment.
That's the plea. That's the plea to the players from the supporters.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the lay of the land, the glance at the league table, Bulugwane City coming up behind, the Montfort Golden Arrows now with Steve Kompela in the mix, and TS Galaxy with a couple of games in hand, all with the potential to overtake Kaizer Chiefs in the coming weeks and drop them into that bottom half of the table. For Clancy. He lifts in a good ball. Saile challenged well against Fawaz Basadin, but couldn't direct his header on target. Must remind you, scored with a headed goal in the first meeting earlier this season.
In the last minute of the game, 89th minute is when he got that header. He seemed to have dislocated his shoulder. That is Saile. The opportunity before that, it seemed like he got a knock on his ankle when he was taking that shot with Adams making the challenge.
Good work from Pulemori. Keeps it alive. Can't get himself around Swallow-Sani.
Stays on his feet, watches the ball, doesn't watch the man. Swallow-Sani wins a free kick for him and his teammates. Getting better with every game that he plays for Stellis. Part of that team that got relegated with Maritzburg United. His defensive partner got relegated with Marumo Gallants.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Solid as ever at Stellis.
Kaizer Chiefs this season have not fared particularly well against teams that are presently in the top 5. Lost home and away to Pirates. Lost away from home to Mamelodi Sundowns and SuperSport United. Did manage a win and a draw against Skakune though, and won the previous meeting against Stellenbosch, but they've won just 7 out of a possible 21 points against the teams that started the day inside the top 5. Skakune enjoying a remarkable run. We're not sure if his score has changed from last we heard. 2-1 Lyndon Tambo after his masterclass against Orlando Pirates with a brace this evening as Dino van Rooyen slips it through to De Jong, who was flagged for offside, belatedly so though.
Could Van Rooyen have continued without the assistance from De Jong?
Oh, man. It's nowhere near being offside.
Not even close. Onside. All day. All evening. Onside.
Poor call from one of our best. The tide might be changing again. I often speak about teams not capitalizing on those periods of momentum, of ascendancy that they have, and it may very well be the case for Kaizer Chiefs. And it could get a little worse for them because Stellenbosch subs this season have usually worked to great effect, especially Antonio van Beek coming onto the park, a real live wire. Andre de Jong and Anisot Uro will be the two men replaced at Klantum Gaga and Antonio van Beek, two wonderful players to bring on, and instead,
in terms of Van Beek, Aura, like for like, he will go operate down that left-hand side. Mugaga comes in that 10 role where De Jong was operating. Not a runner, Mugaga, but technically very gifted, looks after the ball.
now opportunity, and has been slammed straight at Sage Stevens by Sitebe.
They'll try and manage the game via keeping position. That is Stellis. As we look at that opportunity again, a good drop-off. And Sitebe is at hand to have a shot, but did not generate enough power to beat a man with 10 clean sheets in all competitions so far this season, Sage Stevens.
Shabalala back to Slanti. Sani has let that one get away from him. Dino van Rooyen bails him out by dispossessing his former teammate Dupree.
It's difficult playing against your former team.
And your cousin as well.
And your cousin. He knows your strengths and weaknesses. He knows how you make those runs. You have played against oppositions for years together, so they know his every move. That is Dupree, and they're dealing well with it so far. That is the Stellis defense.
Jaden Adams going down after showing one of his underrated attributes. He's a lot stronger than he appears. Well, Titus can't link up with Adams. Sani under the high ball. Tetwa. Shabalala pounced upon it and draws the foul. Basadin. Good ball from him. Ikram Reyners waiting for some support. Here's Antonio van Beek. Van Beek's ball just a little too strong. Van Beek has been so good off the bench this season. 18th appearance this evening, and his 13th as a substitute, but even so he's managed 6 goal contributions, 3 goals and 3 assists in the DStv Premiership.
He scored their first goal of the season in the league. That is Van Beek at home against Orlando Pirates, securing maximum points for Stellis in that game. So he's the man that started it all.
Despite their position in the league, they didn't have a particularly good run after that Pirates victory. Actually, if you look back at the last time they lost to Mamelodi Sundowns, the 12 games in the league since then, that they've gone unbeaten. Their run before that in 5 games was 4 losses and 1 draw. So it's actually been an incredible turnaround, not just an amazing run, but an unbelievable turnaround.
Let's go!
Also space to operate here for Kaizer Chiefs. Ndu Shabalala being tracked by Nduli. Christian Said up against Basadin, drives towards the byline. Sage Stevens handles easily.
He's direct, he has pace, he's always looking for a shot or a cross. the positioning of Dupree will be key in terms of the men receiving on the other side. The ref missed that. Was the head injury? Yeah, as suspected. I thought there was an elbow to the face or hands to the face or to the head. It just lands on him. Nothing intentional, really.
So with the stop and play, Devon Titus down for the time being. Kaizer Chiefs have an opportunity to make a couple of changes here. Zita Konika and Pulemori are the men to come off, and they will install up front the hulking figure of Aranga Chivaviro. And in a fairly rare appearance for Dylan Solomons, just his 9th of the season. They've all come as substitutes. In stark contrast to the previous campaign, where he actually started 14 times in the DStv Premiership.
Now, what is Kevin Johnson thinking? He's bringing on a Solomons that can play as a wing back, that can play as a winger, but he's playing at fullback, more offensive than Quinica, more pacey than Quinica. They're going to commit him a little bit higher up on the field of play than where Quinica was operating. Look at him already. He's already past the halfway line. That is Solomons. That will be the instructions to say, at the numerical advantage in the final third, he received the ball.
Well, Dobe drives it upfield to Dylan Solomons, who immediately cuts inside, finds Shabalala, who in turn locates Dupria. Nicely done by Devon Titus, who's freshly returned to the field after being patched up. Stellenbosch came into this game unbeaten in their last 6 away matches since that Sundowns defeat. 6 successive matches unbeaten in the league on the road. The most they've ever managed in a row was 8 as Slanty drives in a cross that's turned behind for a corner. But those 8 in a row that they went unbeaten were during 2021, and they spanned 2 seasons. Far and away their best away record this season. 18 points after 10 away games, and they're looking to move to 21 points after 11. In comes the cross. Simango looks at the heavens, knowing that perhaps he should have done a bit better at the near post.
The mixed marking has worked so far for this Stellis team. They identify the best headers of the ball, they man mark. The rest of the team, zonal marks. You can see Nduli doing a good job on Musimango in that instance in the near post. I just feel that if you've got a lot of height and you put that ball into the near post, it's a disadvantage to all the tall guys that are waiting on the far post, because they don't even have an opportunity to challenge for that ball.
Stellenbosch ended 2023 here in Gauteng with that wonderful come from behind victory against Orlando Pirates, winning that one 3-2. The first Cape side to beat Orlando Pirates at home in the league in about 14 years. And they snapped a 5-game winless run in which they'd lost 4 of those away to Gauteng teams. So it's not like they always come to this province and perform particularly well. Since being promoted, they've only won 5 of 24 trips to Gauteng in the top flight. Now they're looking to hold on here, just over
offensive than Quinica, more pacey than Quinica. They are going to commit him a little bit higher up on the field of play than where Quinica was operating. Look at him already. He's already past the halfway line. That is Solomon's. That will be the instructions to say at the numerical advantage in the final third, he received the ball.
Well, Dobe drives it upfield to Dylan Solomons, who immediately cuts inside, finds Shabalala, and in turn locates Dupria. Nicely done by Devon Titus, who's freshly returned to the field after being patched up. Stellenbosch came into this game unbeaten in their last 6 away matches since that Sundowns defeat. 6 successive matches unbeaten in the league on the road. The most they've ever managed in a row was 8 as Slanty drives in a cross that's turned behind for a corner. But those 8 in a row that they went unbeaten were during 2021, and they spanned 2 seasons. Far and away their best away record this season. 18 points after 10 away games, and they're looking to move to 21 points after 11. And comes the cross. Simango looks at the heavens, knowing that perhaps he should have done a bit better at the near post.
The mixed marking has worked so far for this Stellis team. They identified the best headers of the ball, they man mark. The rest of the team, zonal marks. You can see Nduli doing a good job on Musimango in that instance in the near post. I just feel that if you've got a lot of height and you put that ball into the near post, it's a disadvantage to all the tall guys that are waiting on the far post, because they don't even have an opportunity to challenge for that ball.
Stellenbosch ended 2023 here in Gauteng with that wonderful come from behind victory against Orlando Pirates, winning that one 3-2. First Cape side to beat Orlando Pirates at home in the league in about 14 years. And they snapped a 5-game winless run in which they'd lost 4 of those away to Gauteng teams. So it's not like they always come to this province and perform particularly well. Since being promoted, they've only won 5 of 24 trips to Gauteng in the top flight. Now they're looking to hold on here. Just over a quarter hour remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, a substitution for Stellenbosch FC, coming on to jersey number 23, JD Adams, and coming on to jersey number 22.
Making a couple of changes here. Stellenbosch, Jaden Adams will be one of those to make way.
The coach asked him like 5 minutes ago, "Are you still okay, Jaden? Do you want me to make a sub?" Remember that he's coming from an injury. He has not been playing. So I guess the medical team would have said to the coach, "Coach, 60-65 minutes he can give you." Even the other man that is getting replaced, the captain Van Roy, also coming from a long layoff. So I think this could be a medical change rather than a tactical change. They would have prepared for this sub during the week, knowing that they've got 2 players that are coming from long-term injuries.
Well, Kai Jurgens has been deputizing for Dino van Rooyen whilst he's been out. So the 2 players that were freshly introduced to the team for this match are the 2 that make way. Kai Jurgens and Kolowake Sibande are the men on.
Sibande, very versatile. Can play at left back.
And that's where he's gone, because Basadine now has moved into the midfield.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, that it will be interesting to see who goes into midfield. Will they let Basadine continue at left back? Because also Sibande can play as a defensive midfielder and also at left back. So they've gone for a man that has been on the field a little bit longer in Basadine. He comes in and plays as an 8 in that midfield. Then it means that Sibande will slot in at left back. But then The question is, will Sibande be able to cope with the pace of Saile at right wing for Kaizer Chiefs? That's another battle to watch out for.
He also has the double threat of Solomon's being on that particular flank. Sibande does possess a lot of athleticism, promising young man who having to compete with Bassadine this season as Devon Titus tiptoes his way past Nielsen and slips it through here for Reyners. The flag was immediately raised, but our first instinct here is that it's another tight one.
Chiefs in position, pressing trapped, numerical advantage around the ball. They win it from Sitebe. He drives forward, that is Titus now. Again, Reyners, you are watching the line.
No,
you can see the line. There's nothing tight, but he didn't go for the best option on the far post.
Up the other end, Kaizer Chiefs looking to equalise. Drops there for Solomons. Might get another bite. He's laid it off to Sitebe. It's out with Svisotlanti. Plays in the box, waiting the arrival of the cross. Now with Mtetwa. Sile again. And he's really skewed that effort.
He plays one way. Drive forward, have a shot, drive forward, cross. He needs to add something else. He needs to add that surprise element in his game. And you can see Maloisane, in pain.
And the development product, Carl Jurgens, tosses this back into play. Ikram Reyners hooked the ball backwards towards Toure. Reyners has scored in their last two league games on the penalty spot against Spurs, and then capped off the scoring against Royal AM last time out.
The man that has got the lead so far for this Stellis team. A lovely run that he made down the right hand side for Stellis. A delightful ball coming from his captain in the critical phase of the game, just 4 or 5 minutes before going to that halftime break. It was a well taken goal. He continues to battle with Santi down that left hand side for Kaizer Chiefs.
All kinds of Chiefs in the second half have had a little more of the ball, unsurprising, since they've been chasing the game. It's very even in the first half, barely anything to separate them. I think undoubtedly though Stellenbosch did more with the possession that they did have in that opening period. As Kaizer Chiefs thrown another couple of changes here. Sitebe will be withdrawn along with Duduzi Shabalala, and we'll see the introduction of Itson Castillo, who returned from suspension today. Dumtansane is also on.
Du will slot in that 10 role just behind the striker. His ability to find space in tight areas, play between the lines in the pockets, is what Kaizer Chiefs will be expecting from him.
There's Mtetwa. Dupria took his time before lashing a shot towards goal. Once again, it's comfortable for Sage Stevens.
Look how advanced Ox is in that moment. He's the man that finds the pass for Dupree. had a little bit of time, and he did not generate enough power to beat Sage Stevens with that shot.
Now Nielsen under pressure from Gag. Does enough to win the throw-in. The Kaizer Chiefs, 50% of their shots have actually hit the target. The dozen efforts that they've managed. It's not the most clinical day for Stellenbosch. Just 2 of their 7 shots have been on target. This season, though, they've actually had the 3rd highest number of shots on target. They've moved up to 83 today. Only leaders Mamelodi Sundowns and surprisingly Royal AM have a higher conversion rate than Stellenbosch this season. So they will stay second as things stand. Well, the men from the Winelands, they came into this game leading Sekhukhune United by 2 points. And Sekhukhune have actually relinquished their lead against Cape Town City, so they were 2-1 up at the break, but City have managed to hit back.
Look how high up Solomons is. That's why they make the change. They withdraw Quinica, they bring in a Solomons who has the ability to make the late runs in behind, but in that moment just straying offside, but he is looking to thread, he's looking to use the space in behind the defense, and that's why they made that change with Quinica being withdrawn and Solomons coming in. Is because of the pace, his eye for goal and his ability to make the late runs behind.
Strong header from Simango. Stellenbosch. They had 2 league wins over Kaizer Chiefs. Both came in the 2021-22 season. They were both narrow. Ashley Dupree getting the winner away from home for Stellenbosch. Van Rooyen, the match winner when they welcomed Chiefs to the Western Cape. But since then they have lost all 3 subsequent league matches. Looking to turn the tables again tonight.
Did Caleb once score a hat-trick in this fixture?
He did, a hat-trick of penalties, yeah.
Yeah, man. I know he's our director's favorite striker.
Hat-trick of penalties for Bimilimana. He and Samir Nukovic, the only players to have netted more than 1 goal in this particular tie. As we said, there's 8 unique goal scorers for Stellenbosch across the league games they've competed against Kaizer Chiefs. Nukovic scored 2 when Chiefs met Stellenbosch for the very first time in the league. 4-0 win then. Gazana and Zuma also on the score sheet. Before that first league meeting in the 2019-20 season, though, they had met twice in the Nedbank Cup, at the Kaizer Chiefs getting victories in both of those matches. Sebande tussling with Saile, but it's a man from the DRC who gets the better of that exchange. It's a strong run from Saile, and he'll get a free kick for his efforts.
They're saying there's no foul on Saile, the Stellis players. When you look at it closely, is it a trip?
Yeah. Mervyn Borgi will be coming off the bench for Stellenbosch, as he has done several times this season. 13th sub appearance in the DStv Premiership for Mervyn Borgi. So it's a really good opportunity here for Kaizer Chiefs. Just a few minutes remaining at the FNB Stadium. Sage Stevens would love to preserve his clean sheet.
It's not correct what they're doing, Stellis. Boji has just come onto the field of play.
Launched towards the back post. Chivaviro is there. Stevens will collect, but it was a worrying moment for the visitors, and a worrying moment of their own creation. Look at how free one of the biggest men on the park is.
That's what I was about to say before the set play is taken, to say you're letting the man that has just come onto the field of play deal with the far post. He's not going to be able to deal with those two men in the far post. And also, he's a striker. He's not really aware of, he does not really have those defensive qualities. They nearly made a mistake, Toure and Ko at the back.
Stellenbosch escape unscathed. And a warning for them in these closing exchanges. Tetra holds off his man, doing well against Mgaga, who's another player who has scored in this tie. In fact, he scored for Stellenbosch in that game where Vimanyamana netted 3 penalties. It's another match in which Stellenbosch had a player sent off. Header is easy for Stevens to claim. He hasn't really gone flying across goal except to thwart Dushabalala, a shot that was off target. Otherwise, every other contribution he's made has been fairly routine.
With 2 minutes left, 4 minutes to be added, he's edging closer to that clean sheet, but not according to Dupree, not according to Saile, not according to Solomons and Castillo that have just come off the bench to say we're going to get that equalizer for Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah. Stellenbosch, despite their good run, have only kept 2 clean sheets in their last 5 league games. They actually kept 4 in a row before their final game of last year against Orlando Pirates. They've been on such a good run defensively before shipping 2 to Pirates. And it was the first time that they'd kept successive, that particular streak, the first time they kept successive clean sheets since the end of the 2021-22 season. Barker has really worked hard to tighten this team up defensively as they look to challenge nearer the top of the table. A 6th place finish last season. The best they've ever managed was in the 2021-22 campaign when they managed 4th place. But all indications are that they will improve on that particular mark, and it appears as though they may open a significant gap over Skakune if indeed the scores stay as they are in that match against Cape Town City. Last we're hearing it was 2-2. What an unlikely battle for 2nd place as the referee rules in favour of the hosts. But prior to the season, who would have anticipated Skakunis tussling with Stellenbosch for the runners-up position? The best of the rest. As
the management of both teams. No, it has been a lovely run from Stellis, even getting a trophy. A good run by Skakunis so far to the first team.
Now, Hlanti testing his pace.
That battle is not over yet.
It's not over.
Between Hlanti and Titus.
It's definitely not over. Here's Devin Titus. And this time it's Ed Nielsen who dispossesses him. There's a throw for Stellies though. Well, Kevin Johnson will take Kaizer Chiefs to Obecha to take on Chippa United this coming weekend. Team that they drew with early in the season, 0-0 back in August. The last 3 wins in this fixture, though, a fixture between Chiefs and Chippa, have all been for the away side. 2 for Chiefs and 1 for the Chili Boys. So another very intriguing match on the horizon. Chippa United will take on Cape Town Spurs tomorrow, so Chiefs will have an additional day of rest. Flung out to the left-hand flank, where Shanti receives. He's fizzed the ball into the box. That's dealt with by Moloi Sani. He would have wanted to avoid the corner kick, but hasn't been capable of doing that. So all hands on deck for Stellenbosch now, as they seek to defend their lead with just over 2 minutes of additional time remaining. Ball in towards the near post. And Devon Titus had, I guess, envisaged himself streaking away, but what he was able to do in the end is just hook it away from immediate danger.
He has given a good performance, that is Titus. Another one that has given a good performance.
Oh, trouble here. Antonio van Beek bearing down on goal. Vuma makes the save. Well, that surely would have wrapped it up, but now with under 90 seconds to play, Kaizer Chiefs have an opportunity still to grab a point here.
He's not the quickest of players, that is Van Beek, but smart. He drives forward, he cuts in front of Saile so that he can have the advantage to have the shot at goal. But let's give it to Vuma, stays on his feet for as long as possible, makes it difficult for Van Beek to make a decision. That is, that's good save, good run.
Time ticking away for Kaizer Chiefs. Now, Ndlandla Mgaga sees his opponent. Could be an opportunity. Podgy, and then acrobatic effort from Mgaga is wide of the mark.
Mgaga saw a spot-on moment of the week and thought, I can do better.
Oh yeah, the Algeria goal.
But what an opportunity for Podgy. Another great save by Vuma.
Yeah. Ball just
Could he have
away from
controlled the ball? He had space and time, that is Mgaga. Could he have brought the ball down? He still has a Titus supporting behind him, but he wanted that extra time moment of the week, but he did not come off in that instance.
He's still yet to open his accounts in the DStv Premiership this season. Ndlandla Mgaga, as the final whistle blows here at Soccer City, and Stellenbosch come away with all 3 points. Their streak continues, 13 matches unbeaten in the DStv Premiership, and they cement themselves in second place. Marseille Stevens with the clean sheet, having been sent off in last season's corresponding fixture, is Devon Titus on the stroke of half-time, who gave them the lead. That proved to be the match winner. Entertaining encounter here for Muto.
An imported win away from home, a good clean sheet for Safe Stevens. The number goes up to 11 clean sheets in all competitions now. Vuma had a good game, really saved Chiefs a couple of times in today's game. Stellis came here to try and get a goal on transition, to try and find the pass in behind the defense, and for the front runners to run onto, and they did that well. They got the goal, they managed the game, they slowed the tempo down, they tried to frustrate Chiefs. They tried to make changes, that is Kaizer Chiefs, with Kevin Johnson making 5 changes, but it was not to be for Amakosi tonight.
Well, last we heard, it was deadlocked between Sekhukhune and Cape Town City, and if it stays like that, Stellenbosch have a 4-point buffer in second place after this 1-0 win over Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, 1-0 win for Stellenbosch FC on the road. A win that they will be really, really happy with, having really played well in this particular game to get those 3 points. Coach Kevin Johnson, before this game, speaking about the fact that it is virtually a 6-point affair. and unfortunately Kaizer Chiefs on the losing end in this particular game. The player of the match, Ismail Toure, is alongside me, and of course his teammate Ora is alongside him. He'll be translating. Ismail, well played today, no doubt. Happy?
Il dit tu as bien joué aujourd'hui, est-ce que tu es content?
Oui, je rends gloire à Dieu toujours, parce que c'est grâce à Dieu que il y a la santé, je suis en vie. Voilà, quand tu es en bonne santé, c'est là que tu peux jouer au foot. Donc tout d'abord, avant de commencer, je remercie le bon Dieu, voilà, qui nous a permis de remporter les 3 points et de me rendre meilleur homme du match encore 2 fois de suite. Je lui rends la gloire, vraiment, et je félicite aussi mes coéquipiers, c'est grâce à eux aussi que j'ai eu ce trophée.
He say thank you God, and he very happy to this recompense because this trophy for him big confidence again. He say thank you in teammate. He very motivated for keep going, and after this championship maybe he stay in top 4.
Well done today.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I tell you what, really happy with his performance there. You speak of closing the back door and really shutting things out. That's exactly what they did defensively. Steve Barker is alongside me. Coach Steve, fantastic performance from your group. I spoke to your kit manager before the game, Tsepo. He said to me, I saw the boys in the hotel, we're not losing today.
That's nice of him. Yeah, if it was only that easy, but yeah, I heard you say it was exactly that. I thought first off, we played really well. I think we controlled, created most of the better chances. We were able to get in behind them a lot, especially on the right-hand side with Titus. A lot of box entries, and I think we deserved to get the goal and go in half-time. Second half, I think, they applied a lot of pressure on us, and I think it was just a situation where we had to defend deeper, dig deep, and then hopefully on a transition we could then get a second goal and kill it off. But yeah, it was